welcome back to SeaBATTLE 8. And we are now here at the third place match for the whole event. So whoever's coming out here gets to determine who they end up on the podium.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting here. We have one of our teams we've seen, of course, unfortunately went out in our previous round, and we have another team here, also unfortunately out.
All right. I have the teams pulled up with my wonderful setup. We have Saturday Night Speedle here versus Team maimai CiRCLE. And so with that, because as we've just seen maimai play, we are now here facing off against Saturday Night Speedle, a fellow team that has made it onto the stream earlier today. Also known players that have made a return. They are returning from the previous tournament. And what's funny is that the team that has now moved forward into grands that we previously saw from Crushed by Shield, two of their members, Kronos and Sakura, actually have been coaching Saturday Night Speedle.
Very interesting.
So now that they are both here, it seems like an echo, I guess, of the former rival. I don't know. Trying to make it more anime for you, Miss Tomomo Cross.
We're building the narrative here, right?
Yes.
We got to hype up the set.
And so with that, we are going to be moving in shortly. I think we're still on this the weapon selection screen, and we are now. Hold on, I have the wrong team pulled up.
Wrong team.
Yes, we are moving into the new map list, starting on zones. So we will be starting with the Zones Mako Mart, known classic. We have seen it before. We will see it again. And this is a best of 7 match. So we are we are in a best of 5 match. And so same as before, we are going to be seeing first to 3 wins.
Okay.
And it will be. I'm surprised you could hear me from over there. It's the voices in my head off stage.
The voices.
And with that ding, I'm hearing a game start soon. We are now into zones Mako.
All right.
This is for maimai, I guess. We are now ready with the rallying cry set. We are taking off, and we see that CiRCLE tent now on the side of Saturday Night Speedle up against maimai's Dynamo once more with a combined, the combined forces, it looks like, of both teams now. One more paint heavy than the other, another looking to be more combat oriented. We're going to see how this goes. We see an early cap from Saturday Night Speedle, but it looks like with some key specials, key pressures, maimai is now able to take the lead.
Yeah, we see yet another Tenebrella they're going to have to deal with this time, taking space on the right side, blocking that Dynamo as they get isolated and taken out. The Octobrush is trying to zip cast the target here, but this Tenebrella is hunting down the last player here, parrying these bombs and pulling a lot of attention into this bottom left corner here before they manage to get out. However, the middle of the map is flipped in the way of maimai CiRCLE, and they are going to be taking the top right stack here with quite a lot of space at the ready. And they're poking under that ledge here before the bucket goes down. Left side of the map looks like it might be opening up. This Brush is going to try to stop it, gets in and gets a trade before going down.
Yes, unfortunately, if you noticed, these specials were able to force that pen back off of its position. And so we are seeing now the team kind of have to re-rally now back towards the mid as they move that line back just slightly. We are now seeing Endy Mayon, my apologies, go and hold that left quadrant and slowly focusing to try and see if we can get the back in with a point-blank Zuka. We are able to take down 2.
Yeah, no
one stuck in special, hiding, running for their life. And it looks like we are able to take that swap just in the nick of time as we were down to 4 points.
Yeah, those strikes were kind of wasted here. We have Caster and Chumps immediately. Those team is looking to get control back effectively, and they do quite quickly here. This pen is going to be having a Tacticooler ready, but the rest of their team are going down. Are we going to be able to get the Tacticooler out here? I'm not quite sure. This shot is trying to take a fight, but goes down to the bucket before the bucket gets traded out by the blaster, and there's a crab now. This pen is being pushed away here, but the bucket jumps in again and is trying to take some space. I'm sorry, it's the brush actually fighting the splash, and there's just so many fights happening on this left stack, but it looks like it is finally settling down as Saturday Night Speedle will be taking control of the zone here as this Dynamo tries to do something about it in the corner here, using the super chumps and trying to create a threat back here. The tent is going to look to deal with them and does so successfully. The Zipcaster goes down, but the zone is once again flipped, and we're not getting a whole lot of points off the board, Riley.
Yeah, and not a lot of points going down the board. We are going fast back and forth, and unfortunately, with every point ticked down, it's still just helping to benefit maimai being able to slowly chip away at that penalty. We're finally now going down in points for the side of Saturday Night Speedle, but we're going to have to see if they're able to keep a hold. They've got that crab in waiting, popped just now as they choose to drop, but it's drawn a ton of it. It's drawn its entire attention to that left side, and unfortunately that allows for the team to drop in and hopefully get that control.
Yeah, we're not going to be holding if we play this defensively against a team with both Super Chump, Tri-Strike, and just a whole load of painting weapons. We really need to be creating more threats on the push to get rid of these specials and keep it off the zone. Some points are off the board, though, so there's a good chance if they can get another hold that it could go a little bit better. But the other team is not exactly looking to give them that advantage.
No, and we're seeing now, looks like a known rat on the side is unfortunately drawing a little too much attention as the left stack gets completely demolished by Saturday Night Speedle, and trying to now chase them back into spawn, trying to maintain that lead. And this is really where you kind of see the teams like take their, I don't know, show their knowledge, being able to understand how they need to be able to get back into the spawn, being able to cause enough of a havoc.
Oh, and there was a lot of good pressure back there, but everyone's running back to the zone to deal with these super chumps and Octobrush, and that's going to allow the other team to start walking in. We have chumps, we have dynamo swings, we have strikes on the zone, and once again it flips back in CiRCLE's favor, even if just for a short while. The Zukas here are going to stop that damage. We see Aura procced for the Splash-O-Matic here, who's just looking to continue their kill streak on this Dynamo Roller, and we have a good opportunity to push forward here. The brush gets taken out. We're also close to both Zuka and Killer Whale. We need to be getting these specials fast because this bucket is going to be working on strikes, and if they get that first, it's going to be a problem. Whale comes out. We need to push right now and find these picks. The bucket is striking the zone. Everyone is on paint duty as our splatter shots into Zuka.
Down.
2 dead. The brush on left stack goes down. The pen goes down. It's a wipeout. And the splash still has Aura as well. An incredible hold there, and it's just over. There's not enough time to make it to the zone, and Saturday Night Speedle eventually makes this comeback.
Wow, what an incredible, that was just game one. That was just game one, holy crap. Incredible comeback, incredible hold, knowing that just how they needed to keep their cool in those right moments. They knew it was coming, they knew it was saving up for that overtime push, and they were able to hit the shots that were needed, being able to take control as needed and deal with the threats as they came. Unfortunately, it looks like that they were unable to really consolidate all of that information at the perfect time, because we had the strikes come out, but we didn't see the brush come in to try and clean up until after they had come across. If we were just a little bit faster there, we potentially could have made that cap go off. But as everyone got picked off one by one, game went in the favor of Saturday Night Speedle.
Yeah. I mean, now we're going into Hagglefish Tower Control. It's going to be a very different map mode combination here for our teams to try and deal with, and we'll see if there's any adaptions here. It's going to be a little bit rougher for this Dynamo and rougher for all the paint that's going to be capping these zones, so this could be a good chance for Speedle to find some momentum with their composition here. We just need to make sure we keep up the aggression with that Tenebrella, because it's quite hard for the other team to deal with that.
Yeah, I'll be very interested if they keep with the Tenebrella for that. I'm very excited to see if there are going to be any change-ups coming out on the side of maimai something circle in order to continue to try and fight back. They've been taking a little bit of a beating lately, and I hope that's not putting a damper on their spirits, because really when it comes to these events, when it comes to the stamina is really needed in order to
Oh, yeah.
To keep going, the mental stamina.
It's a long single-day event, so you got to be able to outlast quite a long tournament period. Almost as long as the Splatoon 3 North American League, but not quite.
Okay. And definitely nowhere near as long as, when you think about it, the multi-months, the multi-events into the championship that this new upcoming LAN Championship Showdown is going to have.
True.
Already ongoing. We have the first qualifier here with Toronto, I believe it's called, happening in Toronto today, actually.
Yeah, now we're going to have
event,
another team here tonight.
And our event now, well, not tonight, not from here.
Oh,
We've actually just announced our event for April 4th.
My bad.
Yeah, April 4th coming up. We are going to be at the University of Washington for our second anniversary SeaBATTLE Royale, where we will hopefully be crowning a new qualifying team for as our representative for Seattle in the LAN Championship Showdown.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of space taken early from CiRCLE, having a much better opening here, and they are looking to push the advantage as much as possible. The 10 is trying to hide in the shield, and they managed to take one out before going down. But the tower gets all the way through that first checkpoint, and we should have a pretty simple regroup with another Tacticooler at the ready. We have a powerful Dynamo swing going straight into the ceiling before trying to hit the crab tank and pushing it away. That crab on 1 HP, as we can see by those new health bars.
Yeah, and those health bars visible to the players as well. And so we are able to see that these players are able to understand when they are needing to pick a fight, when they can clean up, when when the opponent is low right here, like we see with Juani. And luckily, Juani is able to make the jump, able to restore that health back to full. And we are now seeing Saturday Night Speedle's turn at getting that first checkpoint.
And the Zuka finds some damage onto the pencil crab as well, but the tent goes down early. We're just looking to at least get through this checkpoint, but the Tri-Strike comes in just at the nick of time to push people away from the tower. Killer Whale comes out from the rapid, hoping to re-engage here, and our splatter shot has procced some aura over here, trying to use that to take some early space here. The Zuka's finding even more picks over here from this 10 umbrella. Can we get one more? No. But we're going to have the other team stuck into this corner. We need to try to take out this Dynamo, but nobody is able to push that. And this 10 umbrella is stranded by the bucket and has to get out.
Yeah, and it looks like that, unfortunately, having all of the attention pulled left them in that cutoff position, having to force that jump out. However, they don't fully retreat, and we see Avocado being able to grab some additional attention as we see multiple people now looking towards that left side. Hopefully we're going to be seeing the Saturday Night Speedle move over to the right to compensate, but it doesn't look like they're able to move fast enough as people are getting knocked out one by one over here, and the push looks to be nearing its end.
Yeah, the bucket getting a little bit scared there and getting out early, but I mean, the push still got all the way to 36, and this team still doesn't have the first checkpoint cleared. So it looks like the advantage is looking clear in their favor. The Rapid looks like they might live on 1 HP, but the brush comes in for seconds and finishes off the other player. Strikes are going to be stopping this push from the 10 umbrella, but we do have 2 Zukas about to be ready. This brush tries to shut it down ahead of time, but only proceeds to feed them another kill. And now these Zukas are finding the damage. We can save our tents for the push, and there's huge momentum in the favor of Saturday Night Speedle. The brush jumps in and is trying to hold things with the whale going off, and they're able to stall it out a little bit longer here. Saturday Night Speedle seem to be a little bit scared of pushing up here, as this brush is creating more and more problems to try and slow them down. Not finding a pick, but there's no space being taken. Saturday Night Speedle is not able to get out of this defense here. And we're just stuck in neutral over and over as this brush repeatedly causes problems. Another Zuka pop to try to get out of things, but again, not enough damage out here as both teams are stuck in the middle of the map. We have another Zuka going out looking for more, but it's just not able to find anything.
Yeah, we are seeing quite the neutral scrap going on right now in the middle of mid. Not necessarily a bad thing in the minds of maimai right now, as they are able to run down that clock and maintain that lead, and forcing Saturday Night Speedle to run through so many of their resources. Their crab already wasted, and so that now they don't have it to be able to keep that push going right now as they move back into maimai space. However, maimai is now going down with that double as we see the Dynamo forced to back up, forced to allow the space hopefully still causing them to trouble with reaching the ramp where they need to be right now as that tent is moving towards that that tower is moving towards that next checkpoint.
Everyone
And
is
a
dead.
wipeout.
What happened?
Oh
The
my
other team couldn't find a single position to take here, and we don't even need the Zuka. This is just extra. Keeping them in their spawn here is once again, at the very end of the game, Saturday Night Speedle steals the win out from their opponents.
Wow. What a wonderful comeback yet again from Saturday Night Speedle, being able to take those positions under pressure, being able to get the kills when it matters most. They are really able to understand the game state, what needs to happen, and operate well under that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, it always looks rough at the beginning of these games. We're not taking a whole lot of space, but when it gets desperate, when they have to make a big play to win the game, they have a pretty good job of pulling that off here.
Yeah, and here was the previous push, if I remember correctly, with that initial wipeout. No, that was the ending push.
No, that's the ending
That's
one.
the ending push. Being able to get that wipeout, tons of
I can't even tell what everyone died to at this point.
Yeah, I know.
I think it was a crab,
Oh my
maybe?
gosh.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, that was just pure dominance there at the end, knowing when they need to ramp it up to 100
Yeah.
and just show the strength of overwhelming power.
Yeah, now we're on Clamblitz Inkblot Art Academy Game 3, and this is make or break for these teams here. If maimai CiRCLE wants to have a chance at making a comeback here, we're going to have some miracle happen here in order to make it happen. And there's just, they've been playing well. They've been keeping it up for the start of these games, but when we get to this last second defense and the nerves hit, it looks like it really affects them.
Yeah, I'm familiar to the problem though. So like it's it's stressful when it gets to this point. You're fighting for a podium spot right now.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that the teams are coming in for that last game. We're seeing the Rapid, the Rapid Pro Deco. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, not much new here other than going back to that gold dynamo instead of the kit with no weaknesses dynamo. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest. I don't remember its name. The Stars dynamo, I think it's Stars.
No, that's the
Might be the
Octobrush,
Stamper.
I think.
I don't even know.
Anyways, there's a wipeout on the side of Saturday Night Speedle against maimai CiRCLE, and we are able to see that first push now go into play as we are able to, unfortunately, get one down, get that Zuka canceled by that Slosher, as they are able to take advantage of all of the ledges on this map and try and flush everyone out.
Yeah, and Freebird gets taken out by the Tenebrella here. But it looks like it's about 2 down on the defensive side, so we're going to see some space being taken. This Octobrush moving as quickly as possible. Has a Zipcaster ready, but probably going to want to get that football toss to a backline first. And here we go. We got the Zipcaster. Brush is going totally solo here. The rest of the team is hanging back, and they almost find a pick on the Tenebrella, but a lot of space vacated in middle. Zuka promptly shuts down that tri-strike here, but the Super Chumps pin the players into the Dynamo Roller. What an interesting combo here, with the Dynamo getting multiple kills off the Super Chump damage. That's not something that I thought I would ever say in competitive Splatoon 3, but Dynamo and Chumps now are just a thing.
Yeah,
that's happening now.
One thing I do really like about maimai's comp right now, as they are taking that lead and just now ending their push, is that I'm noticing, and I really like the chip combinations of the fall-off damage with their comp, between the Dynamo, between the Octobrush, between the Slosher, between the Chumps. It all combos together to deal to create quite the annoying chip comp, I feel like.
Yeah, the Brush does a really good job of being able to have a more mobile weapon in a comp that would normally be quite slow. That's one of the main problems you have running a Dynamo as your support, is normally your support weapons will double as a pretty mobile option here. So it's really the Brush's job to kind of cover for that, so this Dynamo can get some space in the center. Right now, though, that Dynamo is forced away by these Zukas. The pencil is taken out, and Super Chumps are coming in as a form of damage control here. But it looks like Saturday Night Speedle does not have a power clam, and also the Brush has made it behind the enemy base. But 2 picks come out from Speedle to hold this down. They're still losing, though. The Splash gets taken out, and middle is just vacated right now as we see maimai CiRCLE slowly starting to take positions.
Yes, we're seeing yet another setup by maimai as they are able to move in, hopefully get that chip damage started. That shield being able to block the bomb there, being able to prevent some of that
That's a lot of darts.
chip and between the darts and between the whales
There's
and between the Zookas.
everything happening on the screen right now.
Mid is just a bloodbath. No wonder these players want to stay out of it. And we are seeing, again, as I was saying, all of that fall damage just with all of the ink falling, raining from above.
Oh, the 10 makes it in close, but not able to find a pick on anyone. And none of the team is ready for any form of follow-up yet, except we have a power clam being scored from a flank. And now we're jumping a power clam in. The Zooka's taking out the bucket. But will it land in time? I don't think so. No, we're going to have to wait an extra 10 seconds here, and the power clam is leaving. Where's it going?
Power clam jump back to hopefully just kind of let their member
Unfortunately, the other team did not forget about the splatter shot, did remember to pick up that kill before clearing up the rest of the enemy base.
Honestly, not a horrible plan there, just by that member holding the power clam to jump out. No, understanding that's a long amount of time that they've got to wait.
If it was before the stealth jump nerf, maybe that would have worked, but that extra time it takes to land might have cost them the score there. I guess scoring a power clam jump might be a little bit weaker in this patch. I didn't really consider that before. But there's a lot of damage coming out before we squid roll straight into a Zooka and get taken out immediately. Once again, these super jumps are forced to be used as a form of damage control, just trying to keep the enemy team away for just a few more seconds so we can get a proper regroup over here. But time is ticking, and CiRCLE is once again holding on to a lead. Once again, Saturday Night Speedle will need to make a comeback at the end of the game, but they've done this twice before. Will history repeat itself?
Oh my gosh.
The Rapid is able to find a kill. The Whale comes out to find a second one. Mid is open, and this team needs to move. They only got 20 seconds before overtime starts.
There's no one there. If they're able to drop.
Power clam will win this game, by the way. All they need is one person sneaking up to that basket for a jump, and the match is over. The brush goes down, and we have two Zookas at the ready for Saturday Night Speedle. There goes the
flank
bucket.
being able to draw them forward just enough to get the move in as we are.
The jump is ready.
Jump is ready. Players are
Did
going
we jump?
down. We are able
we
to
didn't
move
jump.
forward. And
we didn't jump, but there's
ball
too
goes
many
down,
power clams.
and they are able to make it in and get that lead.
And history does repeat itself for the third time in a row. Saturday Night Speedle get the lead at the end of the game. And they will take this bronze match 3-0 over CiRCLE.
Very, very well played by Saturday Night Speedle, understanding that it really doesn't, the game is not over until it is over. And even then, you've got overtime, and that is the perfect moment to strike.
Yeah, we had a lot of action going on in this game, but we were able to get a win here for Saturday Night Speedle in some very interesting games that we had to see here. It's another 3-0, but it was a very eventful set here, and that's not even the last set we have for this tournament, because up next is our grand finals here. We have our top two teams fighting in a best-of-7 set for first place.
Yes, and I am so excited to see it. Unfortunately, we're not going to be the ones commentating.
That's unfortunate.
We've got Enki and Barry to look forward to for that. And some known regulars of the SeaBATTLE cast and prominent members of our community that we love and enjoy and are going to definitely have a great time casting that next set. But in the meantime, really funny to ask you this, where can the people find you?
I occasionally make YouTube videos under the name ProChara on YouTube. I also have a Blue Sky. It's also ProChara. So you can find me on some of those. I guess my news platform is I do have a Metafy, which is at just Chara. no pro in that one, just Chara. I got to have just, I normally don't get that in the handle. Maybe one day. But I have it on that platform. I do a little bit of coaching in case you're interested in getting some advice from me for some reason. But yeah, I mean, this was fun. Thank you so much for having me out here.
So great.
Seattle's been an awesome space. We had a great time.
You got to get the thumbs up out there.
We got to have the thumbs up, and we will be right back with our grand finals set.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.